Hey guys, welcome to the vlog in which I turned 25. I'm pretty sure that you're wondering why are you filming on your MacBook? That's because whilst I was editing, I realized that most of the clips, like 3/4 of the clips, were filmed in slow motion somehow on my camera. And that means there was no audio with them. And I could fast forward them, but there would be no point because a lot of them were talking ones and there was no audio with them. So that's why a lot of the ending of my birthday vlog were just clips of like when me and my family and my husband went out to go for dinner in Cambridge, and we went punting, and then we had our London trip. But I feel like the reflection that I had during like the first half of the vlog is something that I really just wanted to put out there, and I'm hoping that some of you might have wanted to hear that because I certainly did. So enjoy.
I turned 25 in a couple hours. I thought I would make a video of everything that Bhagwan has been teaching me, how he's just making me wiser just through me getting to know him. 25 is seen as a quarter life crisis stage. And for me, 25 is a chapter in which I'm rebuilding my spiritual foundation. I am trying to really ground myself in the fact that I can control nothing. I need to, at this point, put all my faith in Krishna. I need to put my everything and give my everything to Sri Krishna and all of his children and all of creations he's made. I have been feeling like for the past few months I've just been existing. I haven't been living. As I go into chapter 25 of my life, I want to be living for Sri Krishna because I don't think anyone understands how important it is to be born as a human, how much this life truly means in every single aspect. To be born as a human. We all have a purpose. And especially being reborn as a human being and like having a life as a person, Krishna Bhagwan has put us on this earth for a reason. There is no reason as to why I cannot trust him. So at this point in my life, I am putting all my faith in Krishna Bhagwan. I have been telling myself that, so what if I don't get a job right now? He will make it happen when he makes it happen in his divine timing, and I trust in his divine timing so, so much. I wanted to talk about a few things that I've been learning super recently actually, but before I have turned 25, I thought I would share all that wisdom with you because a lot of it is stuff that Krishna Bhagwan has put on my heart and I feel like I need to share. One thing, and probably the most important thing that has happened this year especially, because my birthday somehow coincides with closing off the year. And one of the major things that has happened this year is one of the best choices that I have made ever. I married my best friend and the future father of our children, and he is the best thing that has ever happened, ever. He is someone who I could never have imagined meeting and marrying and being with. And I truly believe that at the time that I had met him, I was at a point where I was losing all hope and I was like, I'm just gonna stay single, and you know what? Krishna Bhagwan has nothing for me out there. And then Badhu came into my life. We started talking, had our first date. All of that turned into both of us being like, I feel like Bhagwan have chosen each other for each other. And I still feel that to this day. We are about, oh my God, more than 8 months in being married. I will forever choose Badhu. I feel like he teaches me a lot, and I feel like him coming into my life had been a point in which I had felt Bhagwan calling him to call to me to choose Bhagwan, if that makes sense. He is one of the pivotal moments of you gotta have faith in Bhagwan. He is here controlling all of this. So why worry? And I think one of the major things that Badhu has taught me is why worry when you have Bhagwan? Like, why are you worrying so much? Why are you trying to control so much of things? Everything will happen in his divine timing. So just stop stressing. If something doesn't happen, that's fine. That's a learning point. That is not a point in which you can decide to be like, I give up all hope. If something fails, and I think this is another lesson, if something fails and you feel like you have failed in something or you have lost something, like this year at the same time as me getting married, I had also lost my first graduate job. I felt like I had failed and I felt like I had lost something I tried so hard to work for. But now that I look back at it, I'm like, Bhagwan did that because I needed to learn a very pivotal lesson. He also did that because I needed to meet the people I have met now, and had I had that job, I wouldn't have met these people. One of them being my best friend, or like one of my best friends. Another thing is volunteering at the USO. Now connecting with so many people on a friendship basis and on a professional basis and on a personal basis, and like all of these things would not have happened if I had not lost my graduate job. So that lesson has been a lesson that I have been so grateful for Bhagwan to teach me that, because in life, I truly have not lost anything. If anything, that loss has been the biggest blessing. And now I am looking at all my losses, all my job rejections, all the things that I thought I wanted and have not worked out. I am now seeing them as a blessing and something that is not on Krishna Bhagwan's timeline for me. So why does it matter? Because Krishna Bhagwan will open many more doors for me. Another thing that I have been learning is that in the past, we all make mistakes and we all regret things and feel that we regret things. Some of us, or maybe most of us, have a lot of pap in our life that we are asking for them to be forgived. Let me tell you, Sri Krishna wants you to come with all your baggage because he forgives. And when he forgives, you will know, because you feel such a weight off your chest. Like, trust me, recently I have been regretting so many things. And that is why I started or restarted in building my spiritual foundation, because I had fallen down a hole that I did not think I would fall down. I had to ask for forgiveness, but that forgiveness I asked for in the form of, I just wanted to get close to Sri Krishna again. I just wanted his protection and his love, and I wanted to love him and I wanted to know him, but on a much deeper level. Like, I was desperate to know him. Within like a couple days, I started listening to Kirtan every moment I got. I started singing along, I started dancing along to it. I started scripture reading. And so by doing all these actions, I was essentially showing bhakti and I was spreading bhakti. Honestly, I feel like that weight has been lifted off me. And I feel like I've been forgiven because I was so desperate to just know him. I knew that I had made a mistake and I had fallen, but I knew that Sri Krishna would forgive because that's who he is. And that is our supreme. Oh my God, he is so good. But my point being, I'm getting lost in like, I love Sri Krishna. I love everything that he has done for me in my life as I look back on it. But anyway, my point is that all these mistakes that you've made in the past will be forgiven. And sometimes I'm like, Shri Krishna, I just want to forget about all these things that I did. I don't want there to be any more flashbacks. I don't want there to be any more memories. And I think slowly you will start realizing that actually you're not getting a lot of these flashbacks anymore. It is a very slow process, at least it was for me. But I feel as though Krishna Bhagwan has really allowed me and blessed me to be able to make sure that I'm not focusing on the past anymore. I'm not looking back flashbacks of my life and all these things that I've done wrong, he has blessed me with the gift that I've been able to focus on the present and also look into the future of like, where do I see myself? Where do I see my relationship with Sri Krishna and I? That has been one of the biggest blessings that Krishna Bhagawan has given me as I'm approaching chapter 25. Something else I've been learning is to consume Sri Krishna's word and consume quality time first before consuming the world. And what I mean by this is every single morning, and this is one habit that I have stuck to so strongly. I have been taking the mornings, hour or two each morning, to not go on my phone. And by not go on my phone, I know I've been like filming and that's just to keep myself accountable, but not go on my phone is in consuming the world. Like, I'm not going to look at the news. I'm not going to go on social media. I'm not going to reply to anyone's messages. I'm not going to be taking calls. Not going to be working on anything that I feel the urge to work on. All I'm going to do is listen to Kirtan whilst I'm getting ready, whilst I'm brushing my teeth, whilst I'm making coffee, whilst I'm feeding Bella, or journal to Bhagwan first, or just speak to Bhagwan first out loud. I want to consume Krishna's word, and I want to be able to speak to Bhagwan first and say, thank you for waking me up on another beautiful day. What a blessing. Thank you so much, Sri Krishna. Like, you've given me and my family and my loved ones another beautiful day to live and to really be enriched by you and your word and the beauty you put us in. I've been able to just take an hour or two every single day to just be grateful for what I have in that day, on that morning. Before I know it, 2 hours have gone by and I've not even gone on social media, and it has been the best feeling. So consume Sri Krishna's word before you consume the world. Another lesson that I have been learning is you can restart as many times as you like. Stop feeling guilty about restarting on things, restarting projects, restarting building a spiritual foundation. I initially felt guilty for being like, hey guys, I am now rereading the Bhagavad Gita, or like restarting my Gita study, or restarting on knowing Bhagwan. So what? Your connection between you and Sri Krishna is between you and Sri Krishna. It is not between you, the world, and Sri Krishna. No one should care, but also you shouldn't care that people care about yours and Sri Krishna's connection. Only Sri Krishna has any kind of say, and I think I'm starting to find this out. Nothing matters. Nothing matters except Sri Krishna's opinion and except what he thinks. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters except for showing love to Sri Krishna, showing love to everything and everyone that he's created. Nothing else matters. Because at the end of the day, we are all going to be born, reborn. This entire life is about growing in ourselves, growing our soul selves, and learning and really getting to know what Sri Krishna means by how to live life and what the point of life is. If you're not even trying to understand, I really urge you to pick up the Bhagavad Gita. Just start reading, because a lot of people think that the Bhagavad Gita is just a book, is just a religious text. It's not. I have restarted reading the Gita, and even like restarting it now, I am realizing that I've missed so many things. I realized that the first verse of the first chapter literally refers to the mindset that I am in right now, or I was in at the moment that I restarted building my foundation. Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. I was at Kurukshetra. My mind was full of sorrow, full of despair for myself, full of all these depressing emotions. I am now working on making my mind a Dharma Kshetra. I am focusing on making my mind full with the word of Sri Krishna. I'm using my time to just listen to Kirtan. Honestly, Guys, I am so obsessed with listening to Kirtan at the moment. I'm literally adding to my playlist every day. Like, I'm literally adding something to my playlist every day. Even today, I'm filming this the night before I turn 25. My husband has gone to a going away for one of his friends, and guess how I spent my time? Guess how I spent my evening? I was doing my paint by numbers. I was working on my patience. I was doing something creative. I was painting, but also offering that to God. I was offering my patience to God. I was like, thank you for teaching me this patience. But at the same time, guys, I was just sitting down and listening to Kirtan. Like, that was in the background. Oh my God, the energy that Kirtan gives me, and listening to Kirtan and bhajans, like, literally saying the Krishna Mahamantra, I could not be happier. I was on a date with Sri Krishna, and I was doing my paint by numbers and listening to Kirtan, and it was the best kind of date that I have ever had by myself. Another thing that I've been learning is forgiveness. A lot of people, first of all, have wronged me, and I realize that, but I forgive them because, you know what? Sri Krishna teaches patience and also forgiveness. Patience in the form that you might not immediately be able to forgive someone for wronging you, but with patience, you will learn the lesson of acceptance and forgiveness. Now that I look back on a lot of my life, I have been able to just forgive people. A lot of the time, now that I think about it, we were young. We were in our early 20s. We were like around 19, 20, 21, 22, like even right up until I was like 23. I was like a 4-year adult at that point, 4 or 5-year adult. I genuinely think, even at that age, being a 4 or 5-year adult, a 1-year adult, a 2-year adult, like, we don't know anything about adulting. We don't know anything about the real lessons that life has to give. And even now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, I don't know how to adult. I'm just learning day by day because this is what Sri Krishna is teaching me. You don't have to know everything right now. Getting to know him, I'm learning so much, and that has been the best thing ever. Like, it has been amazing to just day by day learn something new, learn something that Sri Krishna has put on my heart, and be like, this is what he's telling me, this is how I feel like he's speaking to me, and this is how I'm gonna put it into action today, and I'm gonna see how I learn from it. Latest thing has been forgiveness, to be able to forgive and also pray over people who have wronged me, or people who even I've wronged, like being able to forgive myself and accepting that, you know what, I was a newbie to life, still am, always will be, because I don't know what life is, but I'm learning. Yeah, I've made a lot of dumb mistakes, accept that, but at the point that I'm at now, I would never do that again, because I know what I'm worth, I know my morals, I know my values. I don't know how I could have ever done that in the past, but I did, but that's okay. I did that, but I forgive myself for it. Especially like when I was in the wrong, I forgive myself for it because I was a baby, and that's okay. That's how we learn. We can make mistakes. We're allowed to do that. The last few things that I've been learning is, firstly, always be grateful. Always give gratitude. Constantly give gratitude. Like, look around you. The other day, maybe like a few days ago, I realized that I was waking up before the sun was even risen, and I had never noticed how beautiful the sunrise was. The sky was pink. It was like candy floss pink. It was so gorgeous. I was at that time not going on my phone. I was consuming Sri Krishna before consuming the world. I just stepped outside. I was in my pajamas. I told Sri Krishna, thank you. Thank you for giving me this beautiful sunrise. Thank you for giving me the time to even notice that the sun was not even risen when I woke up, and now the sun has risen, and look how beautiful it is. Look how gorgeous of a sky he created. I just don't think people realize enough the creation that we are in right now and the beauty of that creation. I think we take a lot of things for granted. I think we don't slow down enough to notice things. Okay, so that's a few things that I've been learning. It's the night before my birthday and I'm waiting on my husband to come home, but it has been a really good time to just reflect. If you can't tell, I love Sri Krishna. I love everything that he has put out there for me. I love that he allowed me to be born as a human to my parents, and he brought my husband into my life. I am so grateful that he brought Bella into our lives. I'm so grateful that I have the people and the village that I do, because without them I would be nothing, and without Sri Krishna I would literally be nothing. So it's been a great time for reflection. Anyway, I am seeing my parents tomorrow, and it's so hard counting down the amount of times that I'm gonna see my parents, but I'm trying not to think about that. I'm trying to think about, oh my god, I get to spend quality time with them. Anyway, I'm seeing my parents tomorrow. Me, my husband, my sister, and my parents are going punting to Cambridge, and we've also booked in at a 5-star Indian restaurant, which is gonna be fun because it's been a restaurant that we've been wanting to go to, but we've just been a little scared to do that. So I will vlog tomorrow, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm super tired, so I'm just gonna do something I'm gonna read before I go to bed, and yeah. All right. Bye, guys.